Hello and welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and welcome back to me back in the country. So back in my flat, you may hear occasional noises off. I can't help that really. I live in a central London flat. That is what happens. Now, this is quite an interesting puzzle from Michael Baker. It's a killer sandwich and it's got a very neat starting pattern of cages, and I'm looking forward to it. I know we've done a few killer sandwiches in the past. I quite like looking for the images to use on the thumbnails of killer sandwiches. I think I've got a doozy today as well. But Michael Baker's not a name I know at all. I don't think we've done a puzzle by him before, but he sent this one to us, and I'm looking forward to having a go at it. So the rules are, of course, normal Sudoku rules apply. Killer cages sum up to the number in the cage that's given, and the sandwich clues outside the grid show the total of digits sandwiched between the 1 and the 9 in that row or column. So in this column, wherever the 1 and the 9 appear, the digits between them add up to 8, or possibly are the digit 8. So that's the rules. Have a go on the link below the video if you want to try the puzzle. And I'm going to have a go now. Let's get cracking. So one good place to start with sandwiches is 35 clues. That is the maximum sandwich clue number in a 1 and 9 sandwich, because 1 and 9 have to be on the outsides and the numbers in between 2 to 8 add up to 35. So we can fill in these cells as 1s or 9s. Now it often helps enough that I'm just going to do it without questioning it to fill in to colour in the cells that cannot be 1s or 9s in sandwiches. So I'm going to do that. Now in this bottom row, we've got a 1 or 9 and a 0 clue. So the 1 and 9 have to be next to each other. We don't know which of those is 1 or 9, but we know that there's no other cell in the row or box that can be a 0. Now, in this column, 27 has to be at least 5 digits, could be 6 as a sandwich. 8, that is many fewer and is either 1 or 2 digits long. Can't be 3 because that would require a 1, which is part of the sandwich. Now, yes, okay, so we've got 2 cells left to contain a 1 or a 9. Obviously, in a 4-cell 11 cage, they cannot possibly contain a 9. So in fact, an 11 cage that's 4 cells has to be 1, 2, 3, 5. So we can fill those in. That gives us a 9 there and a 1 here. One of these two must be a 9. In fact, let's look at these killer cages. Oh yeah, they are very specific. So this one, a 10, there is only one possibility. I mean, these are very good tips. Both that 35 start in a sandwich Sudoku is a useful thing. And in a killer Sudoku, a 10 or 11 cage in 4 cells, there is only one way to fill them. 1, 2, 3, 4 for the 10, 1, 2, 3, 5 for the 11. 28, on the other hand, well, we know it's got 9 and 8 in it, but then it's either with a 7 and 4 or a 6 and 5. And I don't know which. So, and 27's a little bit more loose, but actually the 27 must have a 9 in it. So we know both from sandwich and killer that there is a 9 in one of those 2 cells. Right, now this 1 or 9 up here has a 7 clue. That can be 1 or 2 cells, just like the 8 clue. Okay, that is good, because it means this cell up here is not a 9. So, oops, I said not a 9, and then I accidentally put a big 9 in it. There is the 9, therefore, in this 27 column, has to be here. Those can't have a 9. There must be a 9 in the 28 cage. That means this must be 9. Look, because there's a 9 in row 2 there and a 9 in row 3 there. The 9 in row 1 has to be in this box, and these 2 green cells cannot contain a 9. So it's got to be there. So there's the 1 counterpart. Right. 9 there and a 1 in one of these. 0 clue in row 2. Sorry, that's been sitting there the whole time. So that places the 1. It gives us a bunch of green cells in box 1 because the 9 and 1 are placed. Now the 1 in row 1 clearly has to be over here somewhere, which we could have done again from sandwich or killer. 1 down here somewhere in column 3. And interestingly, a 25 clue in row 5. So that has to be separated by at least, going to say 4 cells. 8764 is 25. So this one has to be green. You've got to have 4 cells, which could be there, or indeed there. In fact, it could be 5 cells, but it's at least 4. And any way you do it, this one is green. Now, does that give us anything for the 10 clue? These are all green because we've placed the 9 and 1 in the row. So one of these is a 1. No, I can't. Oh yes, that is quite interesting. So this cell here has to be one of the crusts in the 10 sandwich, because if that was green, one of them would have to be here, and there'd be 4 cells down to this one. So that's not possible. So that is a 1 or a 9. This one no longer can be, but we don't actually know whether that's a 9 with a 1 here, or that's a 1 with a 9 here yet. A 0 clue in row 3. Actually, that's pretty straightforward. That must be 1 and 9 here and here. Given the greens we've got, yes, that's definite. Okay, so actually the 0 clues have been much more helpful in this puzzle than they normally are. The 18 clue here is quite useful as well. We get a number of green cells from that. That lets us place the 1 in column 7. We're getting quite close now to having all the 1s and 9s placed. Now a 21 clue in column 8. That's got to be at least 3, but it could be 4. So one of those 2's the 9. Now we've got a 0 clue in row 4. So this is either a 1 or a 9, with another 1 flanking it. And the 10 clue in row 6, and we've placed that. So this can't be a 1 or a 9, and this can't be. But that means that this is not a 9 anymore. So we can put a 9 in here. The 25 clue in row 5 means we can get rid of the 1 possibility there and put the 1 in here. That fixes this as a 9, actually, so had that 1. 3 must be 4 at least. So there could be a 1 there or there for the row, but because of this 1, that's impossible. So we can now fill in the 1, which is clearly going to help in the killer cage. And I think that is going to place our last remaining 9s and 1s. So everything else has to be green, I think. Yeah, we've got them all in now. Oh, there's another green. Okay. So there we go. Now, this 7 cage is 1 and something, clearly a 6. There's an 8 cage here and a 12 cage. Now, the 8 could be 2 and 6 or 3 and 5. The 12 cage clearly can't be 9 and 3, but it could be 5 and 7 or 8 and 4. Actually, I can't resolve those, surprisingly. Now, the 11 here can't be 6 and 5 or 9 and 2. Ooh, could be 3 and 8 or 4 and 7. So we've got to go back to the sandwich clues. 14 in 4 cells. That has to be 2, 3, 4, 5. So the outies there are 8, 7 and 6. This 7 clue is either 2, 5 or 3, 4. 8 in 1 cell. That's simple. That's clearly an 8. Now 20 here plus the crusts, a 9 and 1 is 30. Plus that is 38. So 7 between a 2, 3 or 5 there and the number here. So that could be anything out of 2, 4 and 5. 10. No, can't resolve that. 35's done, 0's done, 20, I got as far as knowing what the outies add up to. This 25, 6 plus those 2 which add up to 11, so that's 17. This must be an 8. That means these 2 are a 4 and 7, not a 3 and 8. Now the 8 in the central cell fixes that as 7 and 5. Now this can't be 3 and 5, so it's 2 and 6 in the 8 one. We've got a 3-4 pair left to complete the column. 4 here in a 10 clue, must go with 6 or 3. A 15 clue in 4 cells, so that has to be 6, 2, 3, 4. Now that gives us a 2, 3, 4 triple here. Now, and given what's in this cell, that means 6 and 8 both have to be in this column. And that fixes this 6 or 3 cell. So that's a 3. This is a 7 for the sandwich clue. That's a 4 for the killer clue. Now for the Sudoku in the box, that's a 5. 7 for the killer clue. This is now a 2 for Sudoku. And this is a 4 for Sudoku. So we're using every bit of the rule sets we have to operate with here, which is a nice way for a puzzle to come together. Now, 21 in 3 cells. Excellent. Well, that has to be 8, 7, and 6. I don't know the order. Do I know what this is made up of? No, I don't. 9, 8, and either 7 and 4 or 6 and 5. But I do know that therefore it has to have a 4 or 5 in. We've got a 4 in the column, so that's a 5. 14. This is 6 and 8. That makes this 7. This is 2 or 3, it's a kind of naked pair. 1, 6, 8, 7, 9 there, and 4, 5 there, looking at it. That makes this a 4 at the bottom. 5, 9, this can't be 5 or 4 anymore, so that can't be 2 or 3. And in fact, we now know 2, 3, 4 triple here, 7, 9, 1 in the other cells. This is a 5, 6, 8 triple, and that fixes this cell as a 4. The sandwich clue makes that a 3. We've got 2, 4, 7 triple here, 1, 8, 9. So this must be 6 because 3, 5 are locked into a triple there. 5 and 3 in box 6 and 2. 6 and 8 must complete the box. 2 can't be in there, so it's here. 7. That's not a 6, that's not an 8. Now this has to be an 8 because it's got a 7 and 6 looking directly at it. That makes this one a 5. Lovely, it's feeding all back into itself again. So that's done the whole 5, 6, 8 triple. That 2 fixes 2 in box 8, gives us a 3, 4 pair, which in turn fixes this 5 over back in box 9. 5 and 4 to go in here. Actually, the sandwich must finish this off. 15 already, plus 5 is 4. Now we've got 14. This is a 6, 7 pair. I don't actually know how that's going to resolve. So that killer clue was never a lot of help to me, I'm afraid. 8, 9, that can't be 8 in the column. Now, 4, 3 there, yes, and a 4 in the box. Excellent. That's all resolved. We get a 5, 8, 7 triple there and a 2 here. That 2 together with the 3 next to it has resolved where the 4 goes in this cage. That's giving us a 7 here. In fact, the whole triple's finished. 8 here and 6 here. So row 2 was very useful there. 2, 3 pair in row 3. Oh, I don't know quite. Oh, this one's now a naked single. 9, 1, 2, 3, 7, 5 in the row, 8 in the column, and a 6, 7 pair in the column, so it's a 4. This one is now a 3, and that fixes a 2 up here in the 10 cage, 2 on the left. That 2 fixes this 3, 2 pair. 3, 1, 4, 2, 9. This is still either 6 or 8. Now we've done all our sandwich clue here to fix this cell, and that'll finish us off. 8 there to make the 10 sandwich. That's nice. 6, 7 pair here. This is an 8, that's all that's left. And this is 5, 6 or 7. So I'm missing one sandwich hint somewhere, I think. What am I missing? Ah, yes, this 27 sorts it all out. So that needs 37, 40, that needs a 5 as the remaining outie to make the outies add up to 8. And that does polish off the rest of the puzzle in a very neat way. 6 there, and the 7, 6 pairs resolve. So that's a very nice sandwich puzzle from Sandwich Killer from Michael Baker. Not too taxing, I think, fairly approachable. So I hope you had a go at that, because if you just keep plugging away at it, even if you're fairly new to both Sandwich and Killer Sudoku, you'll get to the end of that one. That's a nice puzzle. So thanks very much for watching. Glad to be back, and I hope to see you again tomorrow. Bye for now.